天使創造リブート
Another short chapter. I mean, it was twice as long as the other one, but that's beside that. It's still short compared to the 2-hour-long one last stream. I'm wide awake before my alarm goes off. And listen, you could use the excuse that I was yapping that I was yapping more the last stream, but I think I've been yapping just as long in this one than I did last one. Today's a weekday, but I have no school. Exams are over, and while there are technically remedial classes before summer break, a student like me with good attendance who passed all his classes is free. So why am I awake so early? That should go without saying. Today's the day of our beach trip. I better get up. I was never one to wake up early before a school field trip. The only reason it happened today, I think, is because I've never gone to the beach with a group of girls before. My life really is peaking. I never thought the day would come. Yeah, but like, would you really trade? But like, that's the trade offer. You get the trade offer. You get to hang out with a group of hot girls, but your dick don't work. And then one of the hot girls that you're hanging out with is your sister. So like, Alabama. I'm still half in disbelief. I look out the window up toward the beautiful blue sky. We won't have to worry about any rain today. It'll probably be fairly hot by noon. Of course, it won't be as hot as it won't be as hot as in August, nor will the water be as warm. But considering it's still July, this is the best we can ask for. We won't have to cancel last minute. Stop jinxing it.
いい天気
Well, better this than mild weather. You don't have to water, but you don't want the water being cold.
そりゃそうなんだけど、こうも日差しがきついと気持ちがくじけそうになる。
You stopped showing chat on stream. No, you just don't type. You just haven't been typing. I feel you, but it's too late now. You can't just cancel on them.
海、何を食べようか。この気温だ。やっぱりここはかき氷は必要か？
Why are you looking at me like that?
定番は焼きそば、ラーメン、いや、カレーか？
Yakisoba, I can see. Ramen, too heavy. Curry, also too heavy.
正直海に行かなくても食べられるんだけどね。
Eating it at the beach makes it special. It's like when you get takoyaki at New Year's or cotton candy at a summer festival. It's more expensive, but you still buy it because of the atmosphere. Yeah, it's because you're buying into the propaganda. I mean, the marketing. That's what it's called. It's marketing. Also, you already got the swimsuit. If you turn back now, you'll have wasted that money.
まあね。あとお母さんに文句言われそう。せっかく水着のお金出してあげたのに行かないとは何事かとか。
That does sound like her. And come to think of it, I never did end up seeing the swimsuit she bought. Well, you probably would have seen it. Hang on. You probably would have seen it if you picked Amane's options. I'm not dying.
何？
I mean, that part would be pretty obvious considering that you'd be going down Amane's route instead of Noah's. But whatever. Nothing. I doubt I should be worried. Her fashion sense is better than mine, so she wouldn't have bought anything abnormal. She probably bought something that matches her hair and eye color. We're here now, so let's just enjoy it. No point complaining the whole journey there.
まあそりゃそうだ。
Oh, I forgot to ask. Did you bring sunscreen? Sunscreen?
もちろん私肌がすぐ赤くなっちゃうし、海行くなら必須でしょう。
Noah's probably gonna need some too. So let her use some of yours too, would you? Well, I'm sure you already thought of that.
ウィー任せといて。あ、来た来た。おーい。
Fuck. God. God.
おはようございます、くるみ先輩。おはよう。おはようっす。
Boy Bar is already at our meeting spot when we arrive. Using sunscreen is too much work. I would rather just stay home. Shut the fuck up. No shit. What do you... Never mind. I'm not going... Akagi and Orie don't seem to be here yet. I'm sure that'll arrive before too long. Their condo is just around the corner.
谷風くんもおはよっす。
Wouldn't they want colder foods and drinks at the beach? Yes. Yeah, but it's the same thing as wanting ice cream during winter. You know? Hey.
なんかテンション低い？平気？病気じゃないよね。
Nope. You're just so cheerful that it makes me look like a downer in comparison.
だって海だよ、海。テンションくらい上がるっしょ。しかもいい天気で絶好の海日和。水着を新調した甲斐もあったってもんよ。
I cannot wait to see Kurumi in a swimsuit. Do you go to the beach every year?
多分明確には覚えてないけど行ってるんじゃないかな。
Do you buy a new swimsuit every year?
そりゃするよ。流行りしたりもあるけど、やっぱサイズとかね。
Oh my. You didn't need to brag about having big tits in front of Noah.
太ったとかそっちじゃないよ。あくまで成長の話ね。
No, I got that. Okay, I didn't need...
去年と比べると背が伸びてるみたいなんよね。
Yeah, I'm still growing too. I use old t-shirts or pajamas, and sometimes when I wake up, I feel like I'm about to rip them.
そうそういうの。
Yeah, that's definitely what she's talking about. She's only talking about her height. Nothing else. Especially around the chest area.
なんかおっぱいもまだ大きくなってるみたいでさ。カップもワンサイズ上がったりとか。
She's not even being subtle about it. I thought she was being subtle about it before, but she was actually just talking about her height.
何？
Oh, this is a great conversation we're having and all, but I'm not sure what to say to that.
ごめん。チカや楓が相手だとこういうことも普通に言ってるからついつもの癖で。
I was about to say she literally only said it because this is what she talks about with Chika and Kaede. Oh well, I was gonna say Shiraishi and Kaede, but yeah. You don't have to apologize. It just kind of caught me off guard. Not as off guard as the horns face fucking, but you know, almost as off guard.
そうだよね。二人にもよく注意されるんだよね。脊髄反射で喋りすぎって。
How does breast size grow a whole cup that fast? That doesn't really make sense, right? Isn't it more a gradual and slower process? Dexter. Growth spurts. You know when you suddenly grow a few inches taller in your sleep during puberty. That's how tits work as well, sometimes. Oh, yeah, you do kind of have that problem.
同意されちゃったよ
I never had growing pains, neither did I, but that's not... That doesn't mean that doesn't mean that's the norm.
一応気をつけてはいるつもりなんだけど、喋るのが楽しくなりすぎて気が回らなくなっちゃって、できるだけ気をつけるね。
You can be pretty ditzy sometimes. In all honesty, I had always thought you were more with it than that.
そう？そんな風に見える？チカや楓にはいつもそそっかしいって言われるんだけど、初めて言われた。なんか照れるな。でも嬉しい。
I cannot wait to fuck the shit out of her. I mean, to play through her route.
その印象を壊さないよう頑張る。
Too late for that, honestly.
嘘ガチ？よもやすでに失っていたとは。
I distinctly recall the time she blurted out face fucking in front of me. I was about to fucking bring that up. I was gonna be like, yeah. Horns.
まあ水着は毎年新しくしてるかな。だから可愛いのは欲しいけど、あんまり高いのも買えなくってさ。
Yeah, you don't wear that often, so it'd feel like a waste of money.
谷風くんは水着新しくしてないの？
Yeah, it's been so long since I last went to the beach that I basically had to. She's a bit too extroverted to even have as a friend, at least for me. Yikes. That's all I have to say to that. And Noah, Mane, and I all went shopping together.
へえ。なら新しく買った分は楽しまないとね。
Yep. But first, we gotta deal with the gate. We gotta deal with the gate. That takes priority.
おっと、そうだった。楽しみすぎてつい。たはは。
Yeah, she got so excited she forgot this was a supernatural visual novel and not just a regular slice of life.
まずはそっち。で、それが終わったら海を満喫だね。
I guess not supernatural, but more fantasy. Yeah.
あら、ごめんなさい。もうみんな集まっていたのね。少々遅れましたか？誠に申し訳ありません。いや、今でも待ち合わせの5分前だ。遅れてなどいないよ。揃ったことですし、問題なければもう出発しませんか？暑いからせめて電車乗りたい。そうね。そうしましょうか。
If I fell in love with an extrovert IRL or something, I would probably give it a pass to be with them if I changed my mind about not getting into relationships. Wow. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that you'd change your mind about dating an extrovert if you fell in love with an extrovert? Excuse me? では、海に向けて出発だ。 Well, I meant, what did you mean? Your fucking sentence was very confusing.
Oh!
Please.
かすかにマナの気配がある気がする。
Changing my mind about getting into relationships in general. Right. Except that you wouldn't really need to change your mind about getting into relationships in general if you got with an extrovert. You just need to change that aspect of your perception of relationships.
言われてみれば確かに程度の かすかなものだけど。
Even if I fell in love or something, I probably wouldn't pursue it myself, is what I meant. Right.
だから、一応、念のためと言ったでしょ。この分でしたら、思ったよりも簡単に消すことができそうですね。
So is there nothing nothing we need to do to help?
ええ、私に任せておいて。忘れないよう、今のうちにやっておきましょうか。それ、ここで見てていいの？構わないけど、面白いものでもないわよ。
That makes sense, I guess.
先に水着に着替えてくれてもいいんだけど。いいよ、待ってる。そうですね。一応異世界が関わることだし、一緒にいた方が安心かも。
They really want to fucking tease us, don't they? And you said it'll be quicker and simple anyway. It'll be quick. It'll be quick and simple anyway.
わかったわ。それじゃあ。
Kaguya steps forward. Hey, Orie.
なんでしょう。
She's about to use magic, right? We're in public right now. Shouldn't we, like, make sure no one can see her first?
問題はないでしょう。
I'm too scared to even make friends since I'm scared that I might get too attached. Yeah, that's how friendship works.
人はいるようですが、幸いにも距離はあります。我々を気にしている様子もありません。派手な魔法を使うわけでもありませんので、騒ぎになるようなことはないでしょう。
If you say so. I'm a little too clingy with my mum, so you know. Damn. Is it because she's petite? Never mind. I didn't say that. It's early July, which means beach season has just started, and it's also a weekday. She's your mum, okay? And just because she's the only just because she's the only non-lolly you're into doesn't. Never mind. Just because she's the only non-lolly you care about doesn't mean. So Dexter, you ever heard of the Oedipus complex? Never mind. There aren't too many people around, and none of them seem to have been paying us any attention. They're all looking out toward the sea. Orie's right. We're unlikely to draw any attention. I have sisters who are more lolly-like than my mum. Well, yeah, you're not attached to them as much as you are to your mum. A small flame appears in the middle of her palm, but fortunately it's a bright sunny day. That drowns out any light the flame would have been producing. What the fuck is Episden? I said Oedipus. It starts with an O, so it's pretty confusing. She then swings both arms to the side, spreading them wide. But yeah, the rest of the word is phonetic. What is it? What, the spelling or the word? The flame cuts through the air in front of her, but only for a moment. While the flame grows, it simply disperses into the air before it can turn into a blaze. Both? Okay. How do I explain this? So, essentially, the Oedipus complex is... What would I... How would I call it? It's a concept, I guess, in that was devised by Sigmund Freud, and if you don't know who he he's very known for his incest stuff. But essentially, the main concept of the Oedipus complex is that us as guys, as well, children in general tend to become attached to the opposite sex parent, right? In the same way that guys that the sons are more attached to the mums, the daughters are attached to the dads. Yeah, the daughters are attached to the dads the same way that sons are attached to the mums. Sometimes, sometimes this sense of attachment, what's the word? It can sprout, I guess, into feeling envious towards the same-sex parent. In the case, in which case, right, that the son gets jealous of the dad, or the daughter gets jealous of the mum, right? and then to go even further than that, well, it can get a bit incestuous, but essentially how it works is that the reason I'm bringing this up, right, Dexter, is because there are a lot of cases where someone is dating someone who looks scarily similar to their parents, right? Like the son dates someone who looks really similar to their mum in either the way they act or the way they look, or you know, some other similar features. Or the daughter dates a guy that looks or acts or is similar to the dad, right? So what I'm saying is, Dexter, there is. Never mind. I don't need to infer any more than that. My dad's stepbrother dated, or still is, looks almost identical to my grandmother. Someone, thank you. Dating someone. Small embers float away like twinkling stars. It looks like some kind of illusion.
はい、これで終了。
Kaguya declares, plainly completely destroying the magic of the moment. That was a lot more simple than I was expecting.
この地に残ってたマナを燃やしただけだもの。
What is Sigmund Floyd known for about incest specifically? Dexter, his name is not Floyd. It's Freud. With an R, okay? He's an Austrian. He's Austrian, all right? Freud, you're close enough. but why do you need me to clarify more on why he's known for incest? I just brought up one of his more popular concepts in when it comes to one of his more popular concepts in regards to psychoanalysis. Was it his parents or his sibling? Excuse me? I don't think he married a family member. What do you...
だからキラキラしてたんだ。てっきり埃でも燃えてるのかと思った。
Listen, I'm just gonna say, if Freud was alive today, he would love watching incest anime.
そんな危険なものじゃないわよ。他に燃え移る心配はないから。
Whether it's to study or to jerk off to, I don't know.
そっか。
今くらいのものなら、間近で見られない限り、騒ぎになることもないでしょ。
Yeah.
先ほどまでのかすかなマナの気配が僕にも感じられなくなっていく。
So it was still legal back then when he committed incest. Since when did he commit incest?
問題はなさそうだね。
Great. That didn't take any time at all.
簡単だって言ったでしょ。さて、これでお仕事は終了。それじゃあ今度は海を堪能しましょうか。
Listen, the only time incest was legal was when the monarchs were doing it during, like, the medieval period. Alright?
そうだね。ここまで来たんだから目いっぱい楽しまないと。
And then people realized inbreeding probably isn't a good thing, and then they banned it. They made it illegal to fuck your sister. Or they made it illegal to breed your sister. Never mind. Let's go get changed then.
どこで着替えるんだっけ？私に任せといて。去年も来たから覚えてる。
Did he love one of his family members and chose not to pursue it? What the fuck? Dexter, why don't you just look it up? Why do you... Why am I the fucking... Why am I the talking head in you think I know everything about Freud? Yeah, I'm him. I'm the reincarnation of Sigmund Freud, everyone. Once I finish changing, I set up a sheet on the beach to claim our spot. I left most of my belongings in a locker, so I don't have anything to weigh it down with. I don't want that in my search history. You have other things in your search history, but you can't search up Sigmund Freud. I'll just have to wait until the girls get here. I went to the bathroom beforehand, so I should be good. With nothing else to do while I wait, I start looking around. You didn't look around much, apparently. I'm surprised. I thought there'd be more couples. We might not have school, but it's technically summer break yet. But it's not... Wait, yeah. We might not have school, but it's not technically summer break yet. So there aren't any family groups here. It's mostly just old men sunbathing. Probably locals. Here and there I can spy the occasional group of school kids, who seem to be the same age as us. There's one group of guys there and a group of girls over there. They're both pointing at each other while hooting and hollering. They must be flirting. This is yes, the wild group of guys trying to flirt with the group of girls. You don't see that in the wild you don't see that every day in the wild. These things actually happen. Who knew? The beach during summertime is little more than a social gathering spot, while where supply and demand are in equilibrium. I wonder if a guy like me could have any success trying to hit on girls under these circumstances. Not that I'm going to try or anything. I don't have the balls, especially since the hottest girls are around you. What are you talking about? Nor have any reason to today. Why? I think that's obvious.
水温も高そうだし、これなら気持ちよく海に入れそう。
Listen. Dress for the job you want. And Kurumi is dressing up like a fucking MILF.
楽しそうですね、くるみ先輩。こんなに暑いのに。私、なんかすでに疲れてきました。だって海だよ。
むしろ暑いからこそ楽しい場所じゃん。
Or he wanted to marry his mom. Oh, so you actually looked it up.
そう言われると否定はできませんけど。あ、なあちゃん、日焼け止め塗った？忘れたら大変なことになるよ。
問題ない。ちゃんと塗ってある。あ、ずっと外にいる場合は 1,2 時間くらいで塗り直した方がいいらしいよ。
Bro, did she really need to have... You know the worst part about... You know the worst part about the One Piece... That swimsuit? Not the anime or the manga. You know the worst part about what Kurumi's wearing? I hate it with every fiber of my being because it's the same fucking swimsuit that my mum wears. It has the fucking it's the same color red, right? It has this fucking metal ring that I remember very specifically on my mum's swimsuit. Like fuck you, Kurumi. Why'd you have to look so hot in it? I'm not Freud. I'm not Sigmund Freud, alright?
そうなのか。忘れないようにしないと。私、たまに忘れてえらい目に遭うんだよね。たはは。
I've just been a little more clingy with my mom ever since Dexter passed away. I think it makes sense since always had Dexter with me. You didn't hear that.
姫様もちゃんと塗られてますよね。
Man, well, of course. Why am I not surprised that Orie isn't fucking wearing a swimsuit? Well, she's probably wearing a swimsuit. It's just under the clothes. The hot ass clothes that she's wearing. Why the fuck are you wearing a windbreaker? What? Also, I expected more skin from Kurumi. I mean, from Kaguya, but I guess Orie opposed it.
ええ、塗ったわ。オリエも塗ってるわよね。上着を着てるからって横着しちゃダメよ。はい、一応塗っていますが、この服を脱ぐことはないでしょうから必要とも思えませんが。わからないじゃない。そういう事態になってから慌てても手遅れなんだから。赤く腫れ上がってから後悔しても遅いのよ。まあ塗ってるんだから無用なことね。
The rest of the group are heading this way. I expected as much, but damn, they really stand out. Girls walking around in swimsuits always do, but they stand out in particular. Rate the swimsuit from best to worst, excluding Orie. Number 1 or number 4, I guess, would be Kaguya's. Number 3, Kurumi's. Number 2, Noah's. Number 1, Amane's. I know all of them. I know all of them. I came here with them, yet I still find them captivating. With one exception, of course. The one I find myself staring at most is... Why? Why does Amane have a question mark? Even here, you don't need to save. Noah, I'd say. God. I didn't realize you'd go that far down. She's got those doll-like features and that beautiful white skin. Her long, luscious hair is completely tied up in a ponytail. she just has this ethereal beauty to her that makes her mesmerizing even at this distance. Her swimsuit is also very cute. The contrast only makes her all the more captivating. Well, that's my opinion at least. But enough about who my eyes are drawn toward. I've got 5 attractive girls with me. You can't blame me for being excited. Often a man in this situation has to slouch forward. I'll never laugh at those men again because my face is on fire right now. Yeah, they have to slouch forward, but you can get away with it because you can't get it hard no matter how horny you are. I like the flowers on Kaguya's swimsuit, but Kurumi's is a bit too revealing breasts-wise. So yeah, Noah's parts are completely covered since she's flat. Bull, what? Are you saying that are you saying that Noah wouldn't be number 1 if she just put fucking band-aids over her nipples? What are you talking about? However, the blood doesn't rush to my lower half. A fact that, for once, I think I'm grateful for. I don't think you understand, Dexter. The reason I'm holding Kurumi back from being number 2 is because her swimsuit looks like the one my mum wears. If it was not the one my mum wears, it would be number 2. And I'm conflicted. That's the worst part. I'm conflicted.
案外人が少ないんだね。
言っても夏休み前だしね。それに海で遊ぶのが本格的になるのはもうちょっと後じゃないかな。今年はともかく海水浴の時期にはまだ早いって年もあるだろうしね。
I mean, is it a surprise that Amane's swimsuit looks the best? She is the fashionista, right? So she would obviously pick out the best swimsuit that suits her style. As in, contrasts her hair and eye color. Complements, I mean.
そうか、なるほど。ところで、なんだか見られているように思うのは気のせいかしら。
And then there's fucking Kaguya wears a black swimsuit with what color? It's not red flower petals, but it's the same colored flower petals as her eyes. So, you know.
まさか先ほどの魔法を見られたせいでしょうか。
And then I don't even know if Orie is wearing a swimsuit underneath.
それはないと思うけど。
It's got nothing to do with magic. You could just stand out.
やっぱりおかしな水着だったのか？
No, it's more like you all look good. That's causing people to stare.
そうか、それならいいんだが。とりあえず周囲の目は気にしないでいいの？
For now, that'll work. I glance over towards a group of guys in the distance. Okay. Wow, nice glancing. You barely moved an inch. I make sure not to glare though. I don't want to pick a fight. I'm only doing this to keep them at bay. Whether it's working or not, I don't know. But I get the impression that most of them have given up. They'd rather try their luck elsewhere, where they have more chance of success.
もししつこく視線を送ってくるとか声をかけてくる相手がいたら思いっきり迷惑って顔してればいいよ。
Except for Noah. Noah can't do that because Dexter would be too into it.
それでいいの？それでしたら簡単ですね。実際不愉快ですから。それじゃあ海に行ってきてもいい？
Sure. I'll keep an eye on things here.
ありがとう。よろしくね。お供いたします、姫様。
I'm not evil. But she's not real. Go join them, Noah. Don't you want to find out what the water's like?
そうか。では、ちょっと行ってくる。
The three girls head over to the shoreline.
指を軽く舐めただけでもそんな風になるの？しょっぱいとかじゃなく辛い喉が。
Maybe probably should have told Noah not to taste the water.
大丈夫ですか？飲み物を持ってきますか？そこまでではないよ。なるほど。こっちもあっちも海の水に差はなさそうね。
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
そのようですね。
Ori is with them, so I don't need to worry. One glare from her will be enough to scare even the most annoying of men away.
谷風くんは行かないの？海、久々なんでしょ？
God, Kurumi looks so fucking hot in the swimsuit, but like, why that one? Why couldn't you have picked anything else? It doesn't even need to be a two-piece. It could have been the same thing, just change it up slightly so that it doesn't... I haven't, but I never cared much about playing in the water to begin with. Maybe I could go swimming, but I feel like I'd get weird looks if I swam like I was at a pool. I've basically never tried swimming in the ocean anyway.
だったら危ないね。やっぱりプールと海じゃ波の有無で全然違うだろうし。
Well, whatever. I'm content with just watching from here.
ちょっとお兄様、
What do you want?
海を眺める前にもっと他にすべきことがあると思いませんか？私、新しく水着を買ったんだけど。
Oh, huh? Oh, sorry. You're super cute. Cutest in the whole wide world.
コメントが適当すぎる。
Not from me, but from him, yes.
お兄さ、そういうとこだからね。
私もどうかと思うよ。おしゃれしてるのにそんな言い方。
Yeah, but you also put on a new swimsuit, so...
家族だから褒めるとか恥ずかしいのかもしれないけど、たまには素直に褒めることも重要だよ。
そうそう。
Okay, here's a compliment. Amane, he fucking goes up to her, grabs her shoulders. I would get hard for you if I could. and then goes back to the...
それとも。あ、わかった。
and then goes back to the towel.
あまねちゃんのことがガチで可愛いから余計に褒めづらいとか？素直じゃないんだね、谷風くんって。
I don't know. I'm focused too much on Kurumi than to look at Amane right now. Excuse me?
そうなの？やだってレイル。お兄っては私のことそんな目で見てたんだ。お兄ちゃんのしすこん？言っとくけどその舌打ち割と怖いからね。妹 DV に発展するんじゃないかと日々戦々恐々ですよ。
Liar. You wouldn't keep provoking me if you were scared.
仲がいいな、羨ましい。でも実際のところ可愛くないとか似合ってないとかそんな風には思ってないでしょ。だからあんな遠回しの文句をつけてたんだよね。
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. It's incredibly embarrassing having Kohibari see how me and my sister talk around one another. At the same time, I realize that being stubborn about it will only sour the mood, so I think it looks great. I mean, what more can I say? Those ribbons on the side are really cute. And all the skin I can see around her waist is really hot. But no way in hell am I saying that No way in hell I'm saying that out loud. Out loud.
横のリボン？あれ、もしかして私の水着？
I wasn't expecting you to wear something like that. Is this what's in fashion right now?
そうだね。こんな風にサイドオープンなのも結構見るかな。
Yeah, do they have the ring too? Because fuck you.
去年まではずっとビキニだったんだけどね。今年はちょっと気分を変えようかと。ってなんで私の水着？あまねちゃんの話だったのに。
いいですよ。私のことは気にしないでください。
でもさ、
うちのお兄様がひねくれ者だっていうのはよく知ってますので、ケチをつけることはあっても褒めるなんてこと期待できない不出来な兄ですから。あ、でも今のくるみ先輩に言ったことは素直な感想だと思うけど。
You look great in that swimsuit. It's really cute. Like you give off a totally different vibe in it. So it's quite nice and new.
それはどうもありがとうございます。
You could have just said she gives off a mature vibe. You didn't need to. She gives off a different vibe. Does that mean it's good? Does that mean good or bad?
ちょっともうやめてよ。そんな風に言われたらなんか照れる。
Yeah, stop complimenting Kurumi while I'm trying to do Noah's route.
可愛いって言うならやっぱりあまねちゃんも可愛い。水着もよく似合ってる。私が保証する。
ありがとうございます。先輩に言われると自信が出てきます。
自信出していいよ。全開で出しちゃっていいから。それくらい可愛い。
とはいえ水着姿に自信を出しても使い道は特にないんですけどね。先輩は海に来たらいつもはどんな風に過ごしてるんです？
何してるんだろう。大抵友達と騒いでるけど、言われてみれば海にはあんまり入らないかも。
Not surprising.
あの3人みたいにちょっと泳ぐこともあるし、波打ち際ではしゃぐくらいはあるけど、化粧とか日焼け止めとかあるし、あと海水って髪の毛がベッタベタになるし。
わかります。
基本的にはかき氷食べたり焼きそば食べたりフランクフルト食べたり。
Yeah, I know a hot dog you can eat, Kurumi. Never mind.
海ならではみたいなことって先輩もあんまりしないんですか？
思いつかないね。普段とは違う場所で友達と遊ぶことが目的なだけっていうか、あれかな、一種の年中行事かな。夏といえば海って気分を味わうために来てるのかも。でも今回はそれだけじゃなくて。おお、波でバランスが崩れそうになる。
Yeah, I think that's because you're too light.
なんだか足が沈むみたい。どんどん砂に沈んでいくわね。
I think that's because you're too heavy.
やはり湖とはいろいろ違うものですね。ああやって楽しそうにしてる姿を見られたから誘ってよかったって思ってる。
Yeah, but like, what if I wanted to see them have fun in CG form, you know? Yeah, I see what you mean. I kind of feel bad though. Me and my sister aren't the biggest beachgoers.
そういう意味じゃないってそんな嫌味言うとか私が嫌なやつみたいじゃん。
Oh, my bad. That's not what I meant. Sorry, Kohibari. I appreciate you coming. Appreciate you asking us to come. You really are a great person.
そんな風にまっすぐ言われるとそれはそれで恥ずかしいかも。
あと、谷風家でまとめないでもらえます？私はちゃんと海の楽しみ方というものを理解しておりますので。
Oh, the girl who never leaves her room does. Amane takes her phone and turns it sideways. What are you doing?
ゲームに決まってるでしょ。
That's your idea of having fun at the beach? I mean, valid.
わざわざ海にまで来て浜辺でゲーム。なんという贅沢。
More like a giant waste of time and money.
でもいいね。こうやって外でゲームをするのも。てか、私もやる。一緒に遊ぼう、あまねちゃん。
You know what? Maybe Amane feels like swimming, actually.
ああ、はい。
なんか微妙い反応？
いえ、そんなことはないですから、あんまり気にしないでください。
Amane panicked for a second, remembering what happened last time they played together.
第六感覚でいいんですか？
実はちょっと期待してたんだよね。またあまねちゃんとゲームできるかもって。ちゃんと練習したから、今回こそは救助してみせる。
ああ、はい。でも正直、救助より発電機を修理してほしいんですけどね。
Listen, Amane, it's just this. It's simple, alright? If you don't get caught by the killer, you'll never have to worry about Kurumi focusing on rescuing you. It's just that easy. If you keep kiting the killer and have Kurumi fix the generators, then she'll technically look good as a gamer. Fortunately, it doesn't look like I need to intervene. Everyone enjoys things in their own way. You don't have to go you don't have to go in the water simply because you came to the beach. Amane almost always stays inside her room, where it's a perfectly air-conditioned environment. Yet she came out in the blazing heat with us today. That has to be productive in and of itself. The same goes for Noah. Kage and Orie also seem to be having fun. Meanwhile, I'm still half in disbelief that I'm actually at the beach with Kohibari. Stop flirting with Kohibari. You're meant to be flirting with Noah. If you told me at the beginning of the year this would happen, I'd call you crazy.
見つかっちった。でも大丈夫。ここは私が身代わりになるから。
あ、先輩？
これで釣られるの3回目だけど、あまねちゃんを助けられたから目的は果たせたね。
ゲームの目的は脱出することなんですけど。
You don't all have to escape to win. Kurumi, let me think. Only if necessary, alright? If Kurumi doesn't need to sacrifice herself unless there's no other way. Right? If they're both stuck in the room and one of them has to die, if Kurumi sacrifices herself, it makes sense. But if she's sacrificing herself for no reason, then yeah, I
くるみ先輩のプレイスタイル、やっぱ苦手。
Listen, are you really that much of a gamer if you can't work around her playstyle? You know? I could. Never mind. I think I'm gonna go buy a drink.
あ、私紅茶がいい。
Never said I was taking orders.
いいじゃん。それともまさかこの流れで自分の分だけ買いに行くつもりだったの？
Well, actually, I was kind of asking if you wanted to come with me. I figured you might want to. Never mind, forget it. I'll get you a black tea.
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。
Tea. Riku was trying to be considerate with Amane and bail her out, but yeah, she didn't take the hint. Yeah, you're welcome. What do you want, Kohibari?
私もいいの？
Yeah, why not?
なら、アイスコーヒー、お願いしてもいい？
Sure thing.
ありがとうね、谷風くん。
I leave the two girls to game and head over to the other three in the water. After asking what they want, I head over to the beachside cabana. This place is a lot cleaner than I remember it being. Fancier too. It was kind of unsanitary. The changing room was clean and tidy too. I guess cleanliness is just as important for business as it is for people. We're all spending our time at the beach doing different things. After playing in the water, Noah went to the cabana to enjoy some yakisoba. Meanwhile, Kaguya and Orihime are interested in the lokomoko, some kind of Hawaiian dish. I want to try lokomoko. I've never had it before. Even Amane is having fun. Kohibari shifted back and forth between gaming with Amane and playing in the water with the others. Why not game in the water with Amane and the others? Thanks for the hydrate. Even I went and got my feet a bit wet. It felt like a waste not to. And, the stretch. I'm not goofing around as much as I would had I came here with my guy friends, but that's fine. Hanging out with a group of girls is nice and relaxing. It also makes me feel like somewhat of a Chad. Well, definitely. Listen, all I'm gonna say is that's what Yuta should have felt like. But he never. The only time he went to the beach with all of the girls was from with the school cookout or whatever in the common round, and that was before, you know, that sad scene with Makoto and Luna. So, you know, he didn't get to feel like a Chad.
またハレンチなことを。
What? It's normal to tell girls they look good when they put on a swimsuit.
それにしては言葉選びを間違えてる気もするけど。
Oh.
まあそれはいい。それよりも体調はどうなの？
Fine, I guess. Do I look like I'm not?
そうではないけど、あまり海を楽しんでいるようではなかったから、少し心配になったんだ。
Well, there's nothing wrong with me. I feel fine. I'm just a very active person, and the sun is pretty brutal today.
暑さにやられたわけでもないんだね。
Not that bad. Like, I'm still glad we came to the beach today. Yeah, inactive. He's a fucking liar.
ブログ画面だ。
I am just a very active person. I'm having fun in my own way by not being active.
それならいいんだ。
Like he says he is. What about you? Did you enjoy the water?
うん、面白い。
Speaking of water, you want to know the fucked up thing? Oh, right. Talking about the stitches. Can't get them wet. And then... Fucking... And then, guess what? My mates... They want to go to a fucking creek tomorrow, Saturday. So I'm like, well, fuck. I'm gonna go, but you know, I'll have to be extra careful, I guess.
海水がしょっぱいっていうのは知識としては知ってたけど、しょっぱいなんてものじゃなかった。
I hope you didn't try drinking it.
飲まないよ。というよりも飲めない。
I guess not. It's way too salty to drink.
その言いざま。君も海水を味見したことあるの？
Not on purpose. It just kind of gets in your mouth sometimes when you swim. Used to happen to me when I was a kid. I seem to recall getting too excited and almost drowning once.
溺れかけって大変なことじゃないか。
That's usually what people mean when they say they almost drowned. Well, that was before I was even in elementary school. Elementary. Thankfully, my dad was around, and he pulled me out of the water. Thank God your dad was around when you were a kid, because he's definitely not around now. He's somewhere. He doesn't even have a He doesn't even have a fucking Sprite. It's not like it traumatized me or anything. I don't have a phobia of water because of it. I just associate salty water with a bad taste.
大ごとにならなくてよかったね。
Yeah, I guess. Thank goodness for that. I will never get over Karumi's fucking swimsuit. If I'd been afraid of the sea, I never would have been able to behold this beautiful sight. Well, Orio's kinda, you know, he's ruining the vibe. I gotta say though, stop. Those are some massive knockers. Okay, well, it's rude to stare. Plus, I'd rather avoid having unsavory rumors spread about me, my classmates. Listen, Harumi and Kaguya, they'd let you stare as much as you want, but Orie, she's gonna kill you if she finds out. Still, damn. Maybe Noah will also kill you because she's flat. What?
やっぱりハレンチなことを考えてる気がする。
Quit making stuff up. I'm being truthful to her. But one little glance isn't enough to kick my imagination into overdrive. You sure about that?
だったらいいんだけど。
I mean, even if I was having inappropriate thoughts, it wouldn't do much for me, as I am right now.
それは、まあそうか。
Yeah, but what if it turns him back into a demon?
そっちの方はどうなの？
Into Diablo. No better. It's still limp as a noodle. So yeah, I could more or less keep my cool in a situation like this.
そっちとはそっちの話じゃない。
Well, maybe you should have specified. Huh? What were you then?
魔王のことだよ。体の不調とか何か気になるようなことは？
Okay, so you were inadvertently talking about about him getting it hard. What? Oh, not really. Nothing of note anyway. Looking back on it, these past few days have been rather uneventful. I feel great, and I'm sleeping well. I mean, I came all the way out here, and I even swam a bit. I don't feel bad at all. Everything should be good with regard to my powers.
そうか。それならいいんだけど。
But
あ、いや、申し訳ないと思っただけだ。君には随分我慢を強いているから。
I let out an incredulous sigh as I interrupt her words. There was the whole thing with Mikuni and the otherworldly invader too. Things are a lot more peaceful now by comparison, but that could all change in an instant. Well, it is what it is. Like, it's a bit frustrating at times, but what can you do? I just have to deal with it. If there's any silver lining at all, I guess I'm at least lucky that I'm single right now. It would have been hell if I had a girlfriend. Worst case, I might get dumped over it. It'd probably take me a while to get over that. Listen, all I'm gonna say is, if your girlfriend dumped you because you couldn't get it hard, because you're the reincarnation of a demon lord and you need to keep it down so that you don't become the demon lord again, then is she really your girlfriend? It's like with Lucy, right? Lucy is loyal to Yuta even though they can't fuck.
には好きな人っているの？
Yeah, I'm staring right at her. I mean, he's staring right at her. Where'd that come from? My girl's Kurumi, alright? Even though she's wearing the same fucking swimsuit my mum wears. But, you know, that's beside the point. She isn't normally wearing that. She's normally wearing the school uniform. And she wears cute casual clothing. Indirect incest? Shut the fuck up.
もしいるなら、僕は君の恋を邪魔していることになるから。
Just be glad that my mom's name will never show up in any of these visual novels because it's Vietnamese, and I don't think I'm ever going to be playing a Vietnamese visual novel. Oh, you don't have to worry about that. If Kurumi looked like your mom, would it be indirect incest? I guess. But then you'd bring up the Oedipus I'd have to bring up the Oedipus complex again. And I'm not going back to, and I'm not re-explaining the Oedipus complex in a second stream of this game. Thankfully, sadly, I should say, sadly, I don't have anyone I'm crushing on at the moment. Admitting that just makes me feel worse.
そうなの？漫画を読んでいると、青春時代の若人たちは恋をするものだと思っていたけど、それも漫画の中だけなの？
Well, manga makes it seem easier than it actually is. At least, usually you have to wait until you find the right person. Or some people date first and then see if they fall in love. From there, I guess it depends really.
つまり君は無理に恋をせず、好きな人と出会いたいと思っているんだね。
Does that phrase make sense? If you fell in love with a girl, and one of the reasons why is because they look like your mum, then yes, that would be indirect incest. But if you fell in love with a girl and they just happen to look like your mum, then no, it wouldn't be indirect incest. I guess you could say that. Don't respond to me, Riku. Alright? In my case, I don't really have the charisma to go shopping around for girlfriends. Like, I hardly interact with girls regularly as is. Riku, you interact with 5 girls on a daily basis. 2 2 live in your house. And I am talking about his sister because she has a route. All right? Is direct incest just incest? Obviously. Yes, it is. Man, I really am a loser. I really am a huge loser, huh?
なんというか、申し訳ない。
No. The real person who should be apologizing is fucking Riku. Because by saying that he hardly interacts with girls regularly, that means he is regarding every girl that he is talking to at the moment on a regular basis as not girls. Alright? He doesn't see you as a girl, Noah. Maybe it's because you're flat. Hey, it's not your fault. Anyway, just don't worry about me. Actually, I feel like we had this conversation before. Hear me out, lolly, female Jesus. Isn't that a thing? I think I'm enjoying my current life a fair bit, as a matter of fact.
そうなの?
I mean, maybe not in a visual novel, but like, someone's made fan out of it, probably. Do I look like I'm unhappy?
そういうわけではないけど。
Well, to be fair, it does kind of suck not being able to get it up.
そうだよね。
Yeah, you don't even need to imagine what it looks like. The only thing you'd need to imagine is what it looked like hard, because you've already seen it soft. Never mind. But that's because of Diablo's power. It's not your fault either. Well, technically it is. It's technically the reason why you can't get it up in the first place. You don't really have to feel apologetic. Honestly, I'm kind of sorry you have to look after me so much.
そんなことない。僕も楽しいよ。海に来られたことだけじゃない。いろいろ知らないことを知るのが。僕は初めてなんだ。こんな風に遊んだり、美味しいものを食べたり。
Would you fuck God if he was a female?
君と出会って、君と一緒にいろんな経験をして、全部が楽しい。
Correct yourself first and I'll answer. Really? That's good to hear. Her smile seems more innocent than usual. I'm glad we came to the beach. Seeing her joyful expression, I feel this strange sense of satisfaction bubble up within me. Of course, I don't want things to stay exactly as they are now forever. By the way, can you still not do the thing you mentioned before?
前に僕何を言ったんだっけ？
You know, the training to suppress my mana.
ああ、その件か。そうだね。再開させてもいいかもしれないね。様子を見つつ、確認しながら慎重に。
You could just say gender meant God. You see, Dexter, your mistake in the question is referring to God as he. Alright? Just because God is referred to as the Father doesn't mean that he's male. Hey. Whatever. Right? God is the Father, but that doesn't mean they can't be, you know, would you fuck a god? Of course I'd fuck a god. There's a lot of women, there's a lot of female gods. Aphrodite's a god. I'd fuck the shit out of her. Even if... Never mind.
その上で、勃起についても練習していいかもしれない。
Would I fuck the Christian god? Here's the thing, right? Would I not be technically fucking God if I was fucking a regular female? Because here's the thing, right? If we're all made in God's image, then the girl I'm fucking would also be made in God's image. So, right? You get what you see where I'm getting at? You see where I'm getting at? What kind of practice are you talking about?
そこら辺は少し考える時間をもらえないだろうか。
You want to fuck God directly? If they were a hot woman, yes. Sure, I'll let you handle that.
任された。君を勃起させられるよう僕も頑張るです。
What? Thank you? There was nothing incorrect about what she said. Nothing at all. But it's kind of awkward hearing you say you're going to try and help me get my dick to work again.
違わなくないんだけど、でも別になんというかとにかく違う。
What would God look like anyway? Like, look at the biblically accurate angels to begin with? Yeah, but the thing with the biblically accurate angels is that those aren't God. The problem is, right, if everyone is made, if everyone is made from God's image, what am I saying? Regardless, right? Everyone is meant to look like God. Essentially what they're saying. So then, wouldn't that mean what are you hiring for? It's literally in the Bible. Man was made from God's image. And not men, right? Man, as in humans. Every human. God was human, well, they might look human, right? But what kind of human would they look like is up for debate, right? Here's how I see it. If God was a person, they would be perceived as what the person themselves perceives God to be. Right? You see where I'm going with this? So if one person sees God as one thing, and then another person sees God as a different thing, both of those interpretations of God is correct. Right? Santa Claus. I mean, if you want to see God as Santa Claus, then he'll be Santa Claus. They'll be Santa Claus. Fuck. I mean, yeah. The best interpretation I guess you could come up with in terms of God would be the presence in DC Comics and the one above all in Marvel. Right? Because in both instances, there is no definitive appearance of God. There is the one most people think of when they think of what the one above all or the presence, but that is not their definitive appearance. Like with a white beard and all that. I mean, like, that's Family Guy's interpretation and a lot of people's interpretation, but you know, what if I think God of the universe as the universe itself? Dexter, that's literally Futurama's interpretation of God. Like you just brought up two interpretations that have been realized in actual fiction. Already been realized. Yeah, I know. You just want my life to go back to normal. Nothing weird about that. I never watched any of these shows. What do you mean? Well, I know you haven't watched the shows. I showed you a clip of Futurama and you thought the characters were ugly because none of them were lollies. And because they look like cartoon characters and not anime characters. Look, I'm not trying to tease you here. It's just that what you said would definitely be taken the wrong way if someone else overheard us. If I saw God as a lolly. I mean, hasn't that also been interpreted in a different series? Would I see God as an anime lolly? Hasn't God already been a lolly in a different series? Not this one. God, I don't think God is going to show up in Angelic Chaos, but, you know.
そうだね。それに、内容に関しては勘違いとも言い切れないね。ちょっぴり特殊な事情があるってだけで、勃起させるっていうのは、言葉通りの意味なわけだから。
Right. As a baby, okay. I mean, technically, here's the thing. Okay, this has nothing to do with God, but remember when I reacted to the Hear Me Out? I mean, I say remembered, but you weren't there when I reacted to it. You watched the VOD after. But what I want you, I guess I'm also going to try to, I want you to help me find technically a smash or pass kind of thing on a website that has the worst Hear Me Outs. And when I say worst, I don't mean worst as in they're not actually Hear Me Outs, but like fucking eldritch horrors and like monsters that you wouldn't, you know, stuff like that. I want you know. All right, yeah, I don't want you to create it though because you'll only put lollies in them, but never mind. But by the way,
何かな。
You're looking a little red. Did you put on enough sunscreen?
もちろんちゃんと塗ってるけど。まさか僕の背中で日焼け止め塗り塗りイベントを回収しようと。
I'm glad that you pointed out the cliche, because I also pointed out the cliche in MML, and they also pointed out the cliche in MML when Lucy teased about having her back rubbed, and then they actually rubbed her, and then you actually rubbed her back the next time they went to the beach. But that's beside the point.
ダメだダメあんなハレンチなこと。天罰が下っても知らないぞ。
I didn't even say anything. She has been watching too much anime or something. Why would I be the one to do that? Why would I be the one to do it? You could just ask one of the other girls. Seriously though, your skin looks really delicate, so you want to be careful. You want to be really careful, otherwise you'll end up with a nasty sunburn later.
そうか。それなら僕もちゃんと日焼け止めを塗ってる。
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna also have to
そういった心配は必要ない。だからあんまり凝視しないでほしい。
I didn't mean to press that. I also need to apply sunscreen when I go to the fucking creek on Saturday, because I keep forgetting to apply sunscreen whenever I'm out in the sun for too long, and then I get sunburn. It's happened 3 fucking times now. Not this year, but 2 times last year and like 2 weeks ago. Friday. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable.
いや、心配してくれてありがとう。
Like, my sunburn finally went away 2 days ago. Like, it took almost it took over a week for it to fucking die down. An awkward silence ensues. Then we slowly distance ourselves from each other like repelling magnets. Want to go in the water? Like, the beach isn't that far away, so we can come again, but we don't come often anyway. It might as well make the most of it while we're here, you know?
そうだね。そうしよう。
We changed the topic to break the tension, but it is true. We should make the most of this trip.
遊んだ。
Thank God. Karumi's back in her cute casual clothes and not in the clothes that remind me of my mom.
誘ってくれてありがとう、くるみ。とても楽しかったわ。ありがとうございます、くるみさん。
Orie's still in baggy clothes, but there's more. You can see more volume in her chest area compared to what she was wearing at the beach. I mean, they're still on the beach, but yeah.
お礼を言うのはむしろ私。
Orie just changed out of one hoodie into a different one. Why? I don't know.
今日は一緒に来てくれてありがとう。すっごい楽しかった。僕もありがとう。海は辛くて焼きそばは美味しかったよ。満喫できたみたいで何より。あまねちゃんはやっぱりこういうのは苦手だった？
あ、いえ、私なりにちゃんと楽しめましたから。
そっか、それならよかった。
でもさすがにちょっと焼けちゃったかも。ちゃんと日焼け止め塗ってたんだけどな。
それも思い出の一つだね。
I might have had too much fun. I'm probably not going to leave my room at all tomorrow.
同じく。
Did I miss a choice? I was hoping there would be, but there hasn't been.
それに関しては私も同じかも。
Alright, is everyone ready to go?
そうね。今から駅に向かえばちょうど電車が来そうですね。あら、 それはいいわね。
Let's go.